everybody, today we will crochet this lacy top. It works up very fast and is very easy to make. It can be made in sizes XS to 5XL. The written pattern for the same has been linked in the description box below. The timestamps have also been added so you can skip ahead to the part you want. This top is perfect for summer, or you can always layer it in cooler weather. This is a step-by-step easy beginner tutorial. Hello and welcome to Let's All Crochet. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Please subscribe for similar crochet tutorials. To crochet this top, this is the yarn that I am using. So you don't need to use exactly the same yarn. You can use any medium weight yarn. This yarn is a mix of acrylic cotton and viscose. I'm going to leave all the details of the amount needed in the description box below. So other material we will need is a 5mm or an 8 size crochet hook, scissors, measuring tape, a tapestry needle and some stitch markers. Now let's begin. I'm going to start the top by making the center lace pattern for both the front and the back. Next we will make these sides or this mesh pattern on both the sides. I'm going to start by chaining this lace part here. The lace portion of my top measures about 7 inches. I'm going to leave some general sizes on the screen for the number of chains you should start with. You can adjust it if you like. We'll begin with a slip knot. We can make this however we want. So once we make a slip knot, we are going to chain. So the chain is going to be the width of our neck. I'm going to chain 35. You can chain any multiple of 5. So to chain, we are going to yarn over and then pull through. Yarn over and then pull through. We have made 2 chains. 3, 4, 5. So we are going to continue chaining till we have the number we want. I will meet you once we finish. So I have finished chaining and my chain is 35. So if you want your neck to be larger, you will just add 5. And if you want it to be smaller, you will subtract 5. Row 1. We are going to begin with a double crochet in the 7th chain from the hook. So the loop on the hook does not count as a chain. Skip the first chain, this is the first V that we see. Skip the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, and this is the 7th. So in this chain, we are going to make a double crochet. So we are going to begin with a yarn over. Insert your hook into the top loop of this V. Then we are going to yarn over again and pull through. We have 3 loops on our hook. We are going to yarn over and pull through 2. We have 2 loops on our hook now. We are going to yarn over and pull through the last 2. Now we are going to chain 3. So yarn over and pull through 1, 2 and 3. Now we are going to go back to the same chain and make 1 more double crochet. So yarn over, insert your hook into the same chain. You can see this chain because it has been stretched out by the double crochet. So insert your hook, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through the last 2. So we have made a V stitch here. We have made a double crochet, a chain 3 and a double crochet all in the same chain, and this counts as a V stitch. Let's begin the repeat pattern for this row. We are going to chain 1. Skip the next 4 chains. So skip 1, 2, 3 and 4. And in this next chain, we are going to make a V again. So double crochet first. Then we are going to chain 3. And then we are going to double crochet in the same chain. So we're just going to continue repeating this pattern till the end of the row. We are going to chain 1, skip the next 4 chains, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and into the next chain we are going to make a V. So make a double crochet first, then we are going to chain 3, go back to the same chain and make a double crochet. So continue repeating this pattern till the end of the row and I will meet you there. So I will meet you at the last 3 stitches. I have reached the end of the row. So after making our last V stitch, we should have 3 chains left. 1, 2 and 3. So we are going to skip these next 2 chains and work a double crochet into the last. But after the V, we always chain 1 first, skip the next 2 chains, and into the last chain, we are going to insert a hook and make a double crochet to end this row. Row 2. Begin with a chain 3. 1, 2, 3. This chain 3 is going to count as our first double crochet. Turn the work. So once we turn, we're not going to work into this double crochet. We're not going to work into this gap. We will not work into this double crochet. We're going to jump to this chain 3 space here. So this is the space in the center of the V. And in this space, we are going to make 7 double crochet. So we have chain 3, turned our work and directly jump to this space and make 7 double crochet. Yarn over, insert your hook into the space. So just insert it like this, then yarn over and pull through. We have 3 loops on our hook. We are going to yarn over and pull through 2. We have 2 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through the last 2. So we have made our first double crochet in this V stitch. We are going to make 6 more. So yarn over, do the same thing again. We are going to go into the same space. I'm just going to hold the V from the bottom like this so that it is easy to work our double crochets. This is my second double crochet. So we have made 7 double crochets in all in this V. So in this row, this is all we are going to do. We're going to jump to this next V and in the center here, make 7 double crochet. Then jump to the next V and make 7 double crochet. Jump to the next V and we're going to make 7 double crochet in the V. It's going to work into one more V. So after the 7 double crochet, we're directly going to jump to the next V. Yarn over, insert your hook in the chain space here. Make 1 double crochet, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So after we finish this V, we are going to jump to the next V that we see here and make 7 double crochet. Continue till this very last V and I will meet you here. So I have made 7 double crochets in the very last V, and after this we have all these chains that we made here. So we're going to skip the next 1 chain. Remember, this is the double crochet. Skip the next 1 chain, and in the next chain we are going to make a double crochet. So yarn over, insert your hook into this chain and make your double crochet. Now this is the end of row 2. So for this piece, this is going to be the right side. If you want, you can just mark it with a stitch marker, so it makes it easier later on. So we know that this is the right side. If you turn to the other side, you can see that this is the wrong side of the double crochets, and this appears to be the right side. Row 3, chain 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4, and now we're going to turn our work. So this chain 4 is going to count as a double crochet, the first chain 3, and the last chain is a chain 1 stitch. Now row 3 is somewhat similar to row 1. We're going to make V stitches. We're going to make a V stitch in the center of the shell. So it is made up of 7 double crochet. We will skip the first 3 double crochet, and in the 4th double crochet, we're going to make V stitch. So skip 1, 2 and 3 double crochet. This is our 4th double crochet. So make a double crochet first. Then we are going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3 and double crochet in the same double crochet again. So we have made our V stitch. After the V, we will always chain 1. Now jump to the next shell. We are again going to find the fourth double crochet. So this is the first double crochet, this is the second, this is the third, and this in the center here is the fourth double crochet. So we're going to yarn over, insert a hook into the fourth double crochet, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. You made a double crochet. We're going to chain 3. Go back to the same stitch or the same double crochet and make one more double crochet. So we have made our second V. So now we are just going to continue repeating this pattern till the end of the row. We are going to chain 1, go to the fourth double crochet and make a V stitch. So we will make a double crochet, chain 3 and a double crochet all in this fourth double crochet. I'm going to continue repeating this pattern till the last shell and I will meet you there. I have reached the end of row 3. So I've made my last V in the fourth double crochet of the last shell. After the last V, we are going to chain 1 first and we are going to skip all these 3 double crochet and jump to the chain 3 here. This is our first chain, this is our second chain, and this on top here is the third chain. So in this third chain, we are going to make a double crochet to end this row. So yarn over, insert your hook and make your double crochet. For the rest of this lace portion in the center, we are going to continue repeating row 2 and then row 3. So next we are going to repeat row 2, then we will repeat row 3. We are going to continue till we have the height that we want. I just want to show you that this is the top of my piece and I have finished at the V row or row 3. So make sure you end at row 3. Once you finish, you're going to leave a small tail end to weave in and cut the yarn and then just pull on this hook. So we have pulled out a loop. Now let's go to the next piece. So I've finished making the first piece and it measures about 17 inches. Same way as the first, we're going to make a second piece which is exactly the same as the first. So make sure you count the number of rows in the first and the second piece and they should be the same. So on the screen you can see I've finished making both my pieces and we're going to place them so that the right side faces up. Our slip knot is going to be at the bottom right. So for these pieces, the slip knot is at the bottom right and the right side faces up. Now we are just going to join these two pieces together. So we are going to begin by turning them. Once we turn them, we are going to make sure that the chains face in the opposite direction and both the top of the pieces face each other. So this is how I have placed both my pieces. Now we are going to join these two pieces together. We are going to attach the yarn here. So at this end, we will attach our yarn. Remember that the right side of both the pieces face up. Now continue making double crochet till we reach here. Then we are going to join these two pieces together by chaining. So I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. I'm just explaining what we're going to do here. And we're going to continue making double crochet till we reach the end of this piece as well. Then we're just going to turn our work, continue with the next row like this and so on till we have the entire width of this side. So now I have placed both my pieces like this. This is my first piece, this piece here. So I'm going to attach the yarn at this end here, what you can see here. Now this is the right side. You can check by the stitch marker that we had placed in the beginning when we had started working, or you can also check your double crochets. So all these double crochets of the shell, the right side should face up. On the other side, they look all squiggly wiggly. So I'm going to attach the yarn in the space that we see here. This is the slip knot. To attach the yarn, just insert your hook into the space where you want to attach it. Catch the new yarn in a loop form on the hook and then pull it through. After we do this, we are going to chain 3. So yarn over and pull through 1, 2 and 3. And this is going to count as our first double crochet. Now if we want, we can just double crochet over the tail end so that we don't have to weave it in later. After this first double crochet, we are going to make 2 more double crochet in the same space. So yarn over, go back to the same space, make 1 more. Yarn over, go back to the same space and 1 more. So the chain 3 and 2 more double crochet makes 3 double crochet in the first space. Now this is the second space. So in this space, we are going to make 2 double crochet. So yarn over, insert your hook into the space, make 1. And 2 double crochet. Go to this next space and make 2 more double crochet. 1 and 2. We can actually place the double crochets however we want. So I've tried other ways, but I found 3 double crochet in the first space, 2 in the next, and then 2 in the next fits best. So in this next space here, we will make 3 double crochet. In the next, we are going to make 2 double crochet, and in the next space here, we will make 2 double crochet. In the next, we will make 3, then 2, and then 2 double crochet. Continue till we reach the top of this piece. I just want to show you the spaces next to the shells will be a little smaller, and next to the V row is going to be a little larger. So make sure you don't miss any of the spaces. You'll have one small space and one large space. I want to show you once more. I'll make 3, then 2, and then 2. In this next space, we're going to make 3 double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. In the next space, we're going to make 2, 1 and 2, and in the next space we are going to make 2, 1 and 2. So the size of the space doesn't matter. We're just going to continue repeating the pattern of 3 double crochet, 2 and 2. Continue till you reach the top of the piece here, and I will meet you there. Then we're going to join both the pieces. So I started making double crochets at the bottom of the piece here, and now I've reached the top of where the neck is. So I've ended with 3 double crochets in this last space. It doesn't matter whether you finish with 2 or 3 double crochet, but it is very important that we have the same number of double crochets in this first piece, and then when we work the second piece in the second piece. So the double crochets must remain the same on this side and on this side. So I've reached the end of the piece here, and we're going to join both these pieces together. So we're going to just chain from here till here. Now I'm going to chain 17. Make sure you chain an odd number. So if you want your neckline to be a little bit lower, you can chain more, and if you want your neckline to be higher, you will chain less. My neck is about 2 inches deep, so if you want it to be deeper, you can just add more chains, but make sure that when you chain this portion, it should be an odd number. I'm going to chain 17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So just count all your chains again to make sure you have the correct number of chains. And you want to make sure this chain is straight when we join to the second piece. So to join to the second piece, we're just going to make a double crochet in the very first chain space. So make sure it's the last chain space of this last row, and we're going to yarn over, insert our hook into the space and make a double crochet. Now we want to make sure we have the same number of double crochets on this side and on this side. So you can arrange the double crochets in exactly the same way as the first side, so that we have the same number of double crochets on this side as well. So I'm going to make 2 more double crochets in this first space. 1 and 2. So I have 3 double crochets in all. Now in the next space, I'm going to make 2 double crochet. 1 and 2. And in the next space as well, I'm going to make 2 double crochet. And I'm just going to continue this. 3 double crochet in one space, 2 in the next, and 2 in the next. Continue till you reach the end of this side. I have finished making double crochets along this side, chaining in the center of both the pieces and making double crochets along this side. So at this point, I have counted my double crochets on the first piece and the second piece. They should be exactly the same. I have chained 17. There must be an odd number chain in the center here. Now let's go to the next row, or row 2. Row 2. Chain 4 and turn. 1, 2, 3 and 4. So this is going to count as a double crochet and a chain 1. Now let's turn our work. Now this is the back of our work. We can see the back of the shells and the back of the first row. So we're not going to work into this very first double crochet, and we will not work into the next double crochet also. We will go to the third double crochet. So skip the first 2 double crochet and go to the third one and make a double crochet in it. So our pattern for this row is going to be chain 1, skip the next double crochet and double crochet in the next stitch. We're going to chain 1. We have worked in this double crochet, skip the next double crochet, and in the next double crochet we are going to make a double crochet. Continue till the end of this side. Chain 1, skip the next double crochet in the next. So I will meet you at the center chains. So now I have finished repeating the pattern till the end of this side and I have reached the chain. So let's work the chain together. It doesn't matter whether you end at a double crochet or a chain 1 stitch. You're just going to continue working into the chains like you did into the double crochets with the same pattern. So we're just going to chain 1, skip the next chain, then make a double crochet in the next chain. And remember, this time we are working into the back loops of the chain. So we're going to chain 1, now skip the next chain and double crochet into the next. Chain 1, skip the next chain, double crochet into the next till we reach the other side. Suppose we have ended at a chain 1 here, we will make a double crochet in the first chain. Chain 1, skip the second chain and double crochet into the third chain. So just continue repeating the same pattern, but we're going to make it into the chains instead of the double crochets. I've reached the end of this side. I've made a double crochet. I have a double crochet and my chain 3 stitch left. So I'll chain 1 after my double crochet. I'm going to skip the next double crochet and the chain right after that is a third chain of the chain 3. That is where I'm going to make a double crochet to end this row. Let's go to the next row. 3, we are going to chain 3. This chain 3 is going to count as a first double crochet. Now turn the work. So once we turn, we are going to make a double crochet in all the stitches, whether it is a chain 1 or a double crochet. So this is a double crochet row. So we're not going to work into the first double crochet because the chain 3 counts as a double crochet. Go to the next chain 1 space, insert your hook into the space and make a double crochet. Double crochet in the next double crochet. Double crochet in the next chain 1 space. Double crochet in the next double crochet. So just insert your hook below both the loops of the V of the top of the double crochet and make a double crochet. Double crochet in the chain 1 space, double crochet in the double crochet. We're going to continue doing this till we reach the end of the side and I will meet you there. In the side of the neck as well, we're going to work double crochets in all the chain 1 spaces and all the double crochets. I've reached the end of row 3, made a double crochet in the last double crochet. Next we have this chain 4 and the space. So in the space we are going to make a double crochet. So insert your hook into the space and make a double crochet. Now we are going to find our third chain and make a double crochet in it. So this is my first chain at the bottom here, then is my second chain and here is my third chain. Into the third chain I'm going to insert my hook and make a double crochet. So this is the end of row 3. Now for the rest of this side, we're just going to continue repeating row 2 and row 3 for pattern. So next we're going to make row 2 and then we're going to make row 3. So continue repeating row 2 and row 3 till you reach the required width. I will meet you there. On the screen, I'm leaving some general sizes for the width of this mesh portion. If you want the top to be snug, you will add lesser rows, and if you want the top to be loose, you will add a few more rows. I've finished making this entire part. I have made 11 rows in all, counting from the very first double crochet row, and I'm going to stop here. At this point, I'm not going to cut off this yarn. I'm going to use it later to make the border for the bottom here once I finish making the other part as well. So if you want to use the seam skein, you will have to cut off this yarn and continue with the other side. I just want to show you, we have just finished this part and we want to join these two pieces from this side as well. So you will just turn this entire piece around like this, and now we are going to attach the yarn here at the second piece and start from here in exactly the same way as the first piece. We will chain 1, make 2 double crochets in the first space and so on. Then we will chain the same amount here and so on. Repeat the rows for the same amount of time. I will meet you once you finish. Make sure you work it on the right side. So in exactly the same way as this first side, I have made the second side of our top as well. Make sure you have the same number of rows on either side. So I have not cut off the yarn for this side as well. The yarn end is on the other side and we are going to continue by making a border for the bottom now. So this is what our top currently looks like. We have the lace portion in the center here and the center here. We have just made the mesh portion on both the sides. Now we are going to add a border for the bottom of the top. So on this side and on this side. So we are going to add it on the right side of our top. So if we have finished here, to add a border for this side, we are just going to turn our top like this and continue with the border on this side. So for the other side here, if you have left the yarn before, you can continue with the same yarn, or you can just attach a new yarn and continue with the border on the right side. This is where I have finished my last row. I have just removed the stitch marker and I am going to start making a border for the bottom here in single crochet. So we are going to begin with a chain 1. Now we are going to go back to this double crochet row here and make 2 single crochet. So just insert your hook like this. At the side of the first double crochet, make 1 single crochet, and we're going to do that once again. Go back, 2. Go to the next row here, which is the mesh row. So we're going to make 1 single crochet and 2. Go to the next row, make 1 single crochet. Make 1 single crochet and then 2. So in the same way, at the side of every row, we are going to continue making 2 single crochet till we reach this last row here of double crochets, and this is our lace pattern, so we will make that together. So I finished making my 2 single crochet at the side of all the rows and reached this lace part now. So it doesn't matter how you distribute the single crochet, this is how I'm going to do it so that they look even. In this very first gap of the lace pattern, I'm going to make 3 single crochet. 1, 2, 3. Next, I'm going to make 1 single crochet at the bottom of this V here. So in the gap here, just insert your hook, make 1 single crochet. And in the next gap that we see here, we had left chain 4 at the bottom, we had skipped chain 4. So I'm going to make 4 single crochet. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Next, in this gap, I'm going to make 1 single crochet. So we're just going to continue repeating the same. Make 4 single crochet in the next gap, 1 single crochet in the next till we reach the end of the lace. Remember, in the very last gap, we're going to make 3 single crochets together. So I've made 4 single crochet in all the big gaps and 1 single crochet at the bottom of every V. So I made a single crochet here, and this is the last gap. In the very last gap, same as the first gap, we are going to make 3 single crochet. 1, 2 and 3. Now we have reached the double crochet and the chain 1 double crochet rows. So we are going to work them the same as the other side. At the side of this first double crochet, I'm going to make 2 single crochet. At the side of this next double crochet row, 2 single crochet. So continue making 2 single crochets till we reach the end here. I have made 2 single crochets at the side of all the rows, and at the very end here, I'm going to slip stitch into the same gap. So insert your hook into the same stitch, yarn over and pull through, and then pull through the loop on your hook. So this finishes off this end. Now we are going to leave a small tail end and cut the yarn and pull out a loop. Just like we have made the single crochet border for this side, we are going to do the other side as well. With the yarn that we had left behind, we had added a stitch marker and not cut off the yarn, or you can just attach a yarn again at the corner here for the other side and make the single crochet border. Remember to make the single crochet border on the right side of your top. So when I finished my last row here, I just continued in this direction to make the border. So in the center we have the lace, and after crocheting both these long sides, this is what our piece is going to look like. In the center we are going to have a neck hole. Now to make a border for the neck hole, we are just going to fold our top. We want to make sure the right side faces up. So fold your top like this. The right side must face up on this side and on this side. In the center here we have the wrong sides. So we will add a border for the neck. So this is the neck of my top. I've just folded it so that we can see the neck. And now we're going to make sure that the right side faces up. Inside we have the wrong sides, and on the other side we have the right side. So we are going to make a border for the neck. We are going to attach the yarn either at this shoulder or the other shoulder. It doesn't matter. We will attach the yarn here. And we want to make sure we are on the right side like I already said. Turn my top. I'm going to attach the yarn at the shoulder here and then continue making single crochet. This is the center of the neck where the lace pattern is. Attach the yarn. So this is the center gap. I'm going to attach the yarn here. I'm just going to insert my hook into this gap, catch the yarn in a loop form, pull it through, and now I'm going to chain 1. After we chain 1, we're going to go back to the same space and make a single crochet. Now we're going to single crochet here. So just below this double crochet in the chain, just make a single crochet. Now single crochet in this gap here. You can single crochet over the tail end so you don't have to weave it in later. Single crochet below the double crochet, then in the chain 1 gap, below the double crochet, in the gap, and we're going to continue till we reach the corner here. So I've reached the corner. In the corner, I'm going to make a single crochet in this gap here and single crochet at the side of this double crochet once. So this is the very first double crochet row. I'm just going to single crochet at the side of it once. And now I have come to the lace part. So for the lace part, I'm going to make one single crochet here. And in the center of the V, I'm going to make 3 single crochet. 1, 2, 3. Now 1 single crochet between the V's and 3 single crochet in the V. So we're going to continue till we reach the end of this side and I will meet you there. So I've made 3 single crochet in the very last V, 1 single crochet in the gap after. I'm going to make 1 single crochet at the side of these double crochets or this double crochet row and 1 single crochet in this chain 1 space. So this is the chain 1 double crochet row. So make 1 single crochet at the side of it. Then we're going to make 1 single crochet below the double crochet, 1 single crochet in the chain 1 space, 1 single crochet below the double crochet. Continue till you reach the end of the round. So we'll work the side in the same way. Then once we reach the lace at the back, work it in the same way, 3 single crochets and 1 single crochet in the gap. So I've reached the end of the round. At the end of the round, we are just going to join by a slip stitch to the first single crochet of the round. So this is our chain 1 and this here is the first single crochet. Insert your hook below both the loops of the V, yarn over and pull through, and then pull through the loop on the hook. A small tail, cut the yarn and pull out a loop. And we're going to weave all the tail ends in now. So our top currently looks like this and we have added a border to the right side. We're just going to open it up. To close the sides, we're going to fold it so the wrong sides lie on top. So just fold it like this. Now the wrong side lies on top here and here, and inside we have the right sides. So we will sew the sides closed on the wrong side. So we have our neck here, the lace in the center, and we're going to leave a small gap for the armhole on top here. We will sew the center and leave a small slit at the bottom. On the screen, I'm going to leave some general armhole sizes. You can attach the stitch marker and check the fit before you close the sides. So now we are going to sew the side of our top closed. Now I'm going to leave a small gap at the bottom and a gap at the top for the armhole, and I'm going to sew the center here. So if you want, you can sew right up till the bottom here. Here's the neck of our top. So if you want, you can sew right at the bottom, or you can leave a small gap like this. So I have left about 8 inches for the armhole. Then I'm going to sew the center here and leave the bottom 3.5 inches open. We're going to take a piece of yarn as long as the side to close this part of the top. So just take a piece of yarn 2 to 3 times the size of the gap you want to close. Make sure you mark the stitch marker correctly so your armhole appears to be the same size. So I'm going to take the needle and go below both the loops of the stitch on this side and on this side. So make sure you hold the pieces exactly against one another so that you sew them on straight. Now I'm going to go to the next V or the next stitch and do the same on the other side. Tug on the needle. Go to the third stitch on this side and on this side. Tug on the needle. In the same way, we're going to continue till we reach the next stitch marker. I will meet you there. So I've reached the second stitch marker now, and I'm going to just weave the tail end in. So I'm going to go 3 to 4 times in the opposite direction, but make sure you go through only one piece. Just take your needle and go. So once you're sure the yarn is firmly weaved in, you will take a scissor and cut it off. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments what color you made this top. Here are some similar tutorials you may enjoy. See you next time.